light with the color. Look at that, got pretty dark. Look at Paul's and something like that too. What kind of lights you got going on there, Paul? Just computer screen or something?
LED strip lights.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's Bill, and you're tuned into the Pennsylvania Rock Show, featuring the best unsigned rock and metal that Pennsylvania has to offer right here on PARockShow.com, MegaRockRadio.net, 107.1 FM St. Louis, Missouri, AltRockRadio.ca in Hamilton, Toronto, Canada. I don't know why I blanked on that. RootarooRadio.com on the West Coast, along the beaches of San Diego. XRPradio.co.uk in Birmingham, United Kingdom. See, now it made me lose my train of thought. BuildTheScene.com. I can't remember who I said and who I didn't. Oh, well, this is episode number 554 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. With me tonight are all members of Leonard Skinner. I mean, Blackridge. You guys have almost the same amount of members.
Hey, would you ever fly on a plane named Leonard Skinner?
Absolutely not. I've only flown on a plane one time, and well, two. Once to Orlando and once home. And if the trip home would have been the trip to Orlando, I would have drove home. It was turbulent.
Turbulent.
Okay, so I've had Paul G on recently, and Paul, is it? I heard you saying it was. Is it Che? I know it's short for your whole last name.
Yeah, it's technically Che, but Paul started calling me Paul Chaw, so I just went with that. So you can just.
I called
Paul Chaw.
He didn't tell me. I referred to his last name, and I would introduce us in our gigs and everything. For like a year and a half, I mispronounced his name. Now, you know me, it's not very easy for me to be embarrassed. Like, when I found that out, I was mortified. I was like, for a year and a half, I've been mispronouncing your name? Why have you not said anything? He's like, I just didn't really matter that much to me. And I was just like, oh, my God.
Yeah, it's not about me.
One of my favorite memes that I've ever seen with the last name Damiano, and both of you could probably feel this as well. It says, I've heard my last name mispronounced so many times that I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
How do you pronounce it?
Damiano.
Damiano.
Yep.
See, I'm with the hard O, Domiano. So it's nice, Damiano.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like piano. That's how I teach the kindergarten kids. Yeah. Piano, Damiano. With the head movement and everything. It's cute. And plus it gets, like, I get to laugh and they don't realize why. But yeah, if we were doing the Italian pronunciation, it'd be Damiano, but who's going to remember that? Paul says I would. Okay, so anyway, before we get too far into this, last Thursday you guys performed at the SOS PGH Concert Series, which I happen to be a sponsor of, and I was curious, like, as a sponsor sitting at home watching these shows, I think it's awesome, but I haven't actually gotten to ask a band after the fact how it went and what they thought of the overall experience. So that's my question. How do you think it went, and how was the overall experience?
It's a good time.
Yeah, we'll let the guys go. Like I loved it, and then we'll go from there. So.
Good time. It was especially awesome that it was connected to a music spot. Like, I noticed at least like 3 or 4 of the members buying things before we left. So
yeah, I think that was in stuff's plan.
Yeah.
Like, if we just have many bands play here. So, but one of the things that I really liked that was really neat was, granted, being with COVID and everything, and there wasn't like regular spectators there, everybody there was either in a band or involved with this production. And honestly, it had like almost like the feeling of like shooting a video or something, you know, like, because we were seeing behind the scenes, seeing all these cameras set up and all the sound stuff and everything, but like no audience there, no crowd or anything. So that was kind of neat to me. Like it was a different experience that way. Also, the sound and everything. I know from my personal perspective, I can't speak for the other guys, but like when you're doing gigs, like the sound on stage, like the PA and everything, a lot of times, you know, it leaves a little bit to be desired. It was excellent for me personally. Like I could hear myself. It was wonderful. So in stuff, Rue Dog, you guys did an awesome job. Any type of payment or anything for this, you know, just contact me on Facebook or anything of that nature. But in stuff music for all of your PA needs. No, it was really awesome. The sound and everything was really cool. So.
Yeah, 10 Band Productions who did the whole live stream. I mean, that was so impressive by them. They had this whole setup with a camera on like a moving wheel, like it moved across. Well, you know, it was really like top notch. So we can't give enough love. 10 Band Productions, they were awesome.
Real high end, really good video production too. Like everything looked like the background and everything felt like the TVs and all the logos and everything, which that was Alexis that did all that and everything. It was really neat. And then just to be part of like this concert series, and this is the first one. Fingers, you know, if there's anything else like that, that's kind of nifty. Being able to be part of, dare I say, milestone or something of that nature. So.
The rumor is that they're going to do a couple more seasons and do different genres. Us, I guess.
Well, it's a good thing that we are a multi-genre band then.
I hadn't noticed. Since you brought that up, somebody go ahead and rattle off all the genres you say you guys are.
We're Blackridge.
Rock, funk, blues, soul. Nobody else is going to talk. I guess I'll say it. So.
I not to offend you, Paul, but I think they're probably used to you doing the talking.
Yeah, or talking over, rather.
All right, so one more question about the SOS stuff, and then we'll move on to your EP, which is why you guys are all hanging out with me. So what drew you to the project as a whole? Like, how did you end up on the song, and then why did you agree to play once the song was done?
Well, Bill, you interviewed me and asked me this last
I know.
week. I sit this one out and let these guys take it.
Yeah, Rocky reached out to us because we played like a bunch of gigs with the Borstal Boys, like at Moondogs and stuff. And I guess Paul, because you had some sort of connection with those guys previously. So, like, we just gelled as two bands together when we would do shows and stuff, and just formed like a really good relationship and friendship with those guys, especially Rocky. And like, he's known for like helping out, like not only with the SOS project, but other bands, you know, venues, everything. Rocky's like such a cool dude. So he reached out to us and we said, definitely, like, sign us up, we'll do anything you need, promotion, we'll come down pianos and stuff. And that's pretty much it. Rocky's like really responsible for getting us on board. So he's awesome. Cool dude.
So about that EP, hold on one second. You guys aren't going to see this, but those people that are watching us live right now are there it is. They can see the album cover and the back of the album, which coincidentally I was kind of cool because I had a chance to see this and the other possible albums ahead of time, album art, because Paul kept sending them to me. Go, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? Which is really cool.
Appreciate that.
So it's a 4-song EP, Live Fast and Leave a Good Looking Corpse, which is the title of the album and the first track. Long Time, Beware, and You'll Never Stop This Machine. And somebody's mic is making a weird noise right now.
I hear that too.
Yeah, I'm muted. I was rolling myself out.
I hope it's
louder.
there. Wait. Oh.
Like he's a cat playing with somebody's microphone or something.
Corey, where's your cat?
It's like Melody came in and stole him.
What? That is weird.
It sounds like somebody's microphone is like eating like a crinkly bag of chips.
Yes.
Or like typing like on an old
Yeah, it sounds
typewriter.
like typing.
Pushing a water bottle. Ah, look at Tony, he's being funny.
I would just, everybody just mute their mics or something, just in case, until you're ready to talk.
It's going.
Ah, it was Mike's. No offense.
Huh.
Guess what?
Hey, how are we now?
It seems to be going for now.
There was a ghost typing on a computer. We
I
scared
guess
you
time
away.
to share this on our page.
We staged it at SOB.
Heard it.
All right, so Live Fast and Leave a Good Looking Corpse. Where did you guys record that album at?
We recorded at Very Tight Recordings in Sharpsburg, Pennsylvania.
And what was the recording process like from the first note that was written until you released this thing? What are there any cool stories you can tell us about it?
Corey, you want to take this one? One of the reasons why I wanted to have everybody on was because like it was such a cool experience for everybody in the group, and everybody adds like something that's so important to our sound in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to have everybody on and like hear everybody's like point of view. So
Definitely. One of my funniest memories from recording is actually way towards the end when we basically had all the work done within the studio itself, but we still had a couple things that we wanted to add. So actually, me and Paul Cha decided to like go, add some synth on Beware and a couple other songs. And but my wife was at work, so I had my daughter. And so, we packed up the keyboards and studio equipment, rode to his house, and we were just going to send it off. And we were just trying to get this like perfect like intro sound for Beware. And it kind of dawned on us that we were like, why don't we let Melody try? She's 6 years old, and it's like her, like, just like all the different, like, weird, some of the different, like, little weird undersounds you hear in the beginning. So a couple of those are actually her. And, that's just like one of those things. It's like, it wasn't planned, but it like worked out. Like she actually had like a strange take for a small child.
So does she get writing credit for that, or do I need to get her a manager that will fight for it?
She can fight for herself, I think. Well, we just won't tell her. She gets older.
It's too late. It's recorded. She'll find it.
Yeah, she'll find it in the archives.
What is there? I feel like with Paul fronting your band that there's probably some oddball stories that you have that you could tell me. I mean, see, chuckles happening. For instance, like the video of him walking through In Stuff Music with the radiation suit on. I mean, how often are you guys given a heads up on what he's going to do, or are you just as surprised as everybody else when he walks out?
We're not really given a heads up at all. He actually texted us in the group chat whenever we said we got to go do the interview that Wednesday. He said, okay, I'm bringing a costume.
Yeah. I learned a long time ago, Bill, I don't say what I'm going to do earlier because if I did tell them things that I was going to do, they would just be like, all right, I'm not playing. I'm not showing up. I'm not going to this gig. So it's easier to, I'm sorry, I'm talking really loud. It's easier to beg forgiveness than ask permission. So,
well, as an outsider, I will tell you, Paul, that my favorite one that you ever did was at Rock for Life, the Grape Ape one, with the purple balloons and the ape mask. That was my favorite one.
Too.
And my least favorite one was the elephant.
That's one of my people's favorites.
That's a lot of people's favorites, yeah. But the wedding gown was awesome because that was for Rock for Life 20. I always wanted to do, ever since I started dressing up, I always wanted to do a wedding gown. And then for 20, I wanted to make sure to do something big. So I, 2 birds, 1 stone with that. But then this last year is actually the costume that I wore for that was at pianos and stuff. I had ordered that for this year's Rock for Life because I hadn't had a costume idea yet. And actually, Paul had suggested something COVID related. And I was like, ooh, that'll work. So the suit that I wore in the in stuff, I had ordered, but it didn't come in time. So I actually had to order the yellow one that I had from another site to make sure that it would come in. And then I had that dress on underneath because I went to Goodwill the day prior. But it was funny is with that dress, there was like a girdle or something of that nature in it. That Rock for Life this past year, 21, was one of the hardest gigs that I've ever done because it like compressed my chest. Like for up until I think the last 2 songs, when I took the straps off the dress and pulled the dress down, like I couldn't breathe fully. Like I could only take like half capacity lungs. And I was like dying. Not to mention it was like 90 some odd degrees and I was sweating from wearing the other hazmat suit. So, hey, for the charity though, you know, I'll do it. So
That's every year, although I didn't get to go out this year, but every year I'm like, I wonder what he's going to have on. So it's kind of become a tradition.
Yep.
So the album artwork, Paul, did you do that? Since you were the one who kept sending me, were you the one doing the work?
Yeah, I came up with it. Just a series of I got like really like insane reverb on my end. Yeah, just like I don't know. We initially had like some artists interested in doing it, but kind of lost communication. And I have like a little bit of a background in graphic design, so I was like, well, maybe I can just try something. And
was there like there was like 2 or 3 that you messaged and called and like just didn't call back or would call back like weeks later and then I hope I'm not putting anybody on blast or anything.
Just don't say any names.
Yeah, I don't know them. I think there was one that had suggested with like a motorcycle or some car or something like, and we kind of said like we didn't want that or something. I'm kind of unless this is like a fever dream. But
we didn't want any automobiles or vehicles or anything because live fast, you know, nothing too literal. And then the guy like took forever, and then he came back with an idea. And he was like he's a really professional artist, and he's well known. We're not going to drop names, obviously, but and he's no automobiles, and he came back with a motorcycle. And we were like,
it was like you said, no automobile.
Yeah, so I figured I just take it upon myself and try something. I actually did that all on my phone. You know, it was not on like any elaborate like program on a computer.
Invention.
You use Adobe Photoshop Pro.
Right, I made sure like all the specs for like correct, you know, for an album cover and like everything, so it would be like clean and wouldn't be like distorted or anything. But yeah, it was all done on my phone. It's pretty crazy.
What app did you use?
Pixlr, I believe, for that one, and then a couple other ones to like kind of like transform the color and stuff, sharpen it and stuff. But yeah, Pixlr, great app.
Paul, say it again really clear so we can possibly get an endorsement out of it.
Pixlr. Blackridge uses Pixlr.
Hey, we also eat McDonald's. Not good.
Long shot.
There is not supposed to be any product placement on this show.
Pepsi. Taste of a generation.
Oh, that's an old school one.
Yeah, that's what's leading me right there.
But our product placement again, as we said, is very tight recording because the studio is
I'm live on our show.
Matt Berry is the producer, owner, operator, builder, sound man extraordinaire down in Sharpsburg. And this was our second album with him. We actually, Mike, I believe we found him through you, correct? Because Mike had recorded with him prior, and we checked him out. And the first album, Good Time to Go, we just got a really good relationship with him and had a lot of fun. So we decided to go down there again. And without it, like, I cannot speak highly enough about Matt Berry, about his studio, about his procedure, about his communication. He's very professional, very high-end equipment. He listens, and the thing that is so awesome is he's a very active producer. He doesn't just sit back and do what we say, hey, do this. Like, he has ideas himself as he's sitting there listening, and he'll be like, hey, why don't you try this? Or why don't you try that? And a lot of the things that he came up with are very complimentary. And we were like, yeah, we tried it out. We're like, boom, stick that in. So I cannot speak highly. Very tight recordings, Sharpsburg, PA, local bands. He's awesome.
I just imagined hashtags flying by as he was doing that. Hey, Tony, just so you know, I muted you, so if you need to say something, you have to unmute yourself. There was some awkward noise coming from you again. How did a band form? Like, I think I asked one of the Pauls this question before, but now that everybody's here, we can get somebody else's input on it.
I was just going to say, let Mort answer it. Let Mort.
Paul and I we started jamming back in 2013 or something like that. And we just slowly gained some members, and some came and went, but primarily it's been Paul and I, and then Cody, then Mike, Paul, Tony. It's probably our best group right now by far.
Also, I believe it's recently, Paul, you just told us this is the longest standing lineup, correct?
Right, yeah, as you know, I have like every lineup of Blackridge right now, and as
we have eras.
This is the longest running Blackridge lineup. Yeah,
we have different eras, like of this lineup and this lineup. Like, we went from, like, when I started a band, we had 5 members. Now we're up to 7.
That was a 5-piece Blackridge era.
We're at the great value, yes.
All right, so
we're at least Aldi's level, Mike.
I was trying so hard not to react, but that's a good comeback. So I'm a huge Kiss fan, and I happen to know that Paul Stanley's real name is Stanley Eisen, and Ace Frehley's real name is actually Paul Frehley. So there are 2 Pauls in the band, because Paul changed his name to Paul Stanley, and then there was Ace, who was also Paul. So they came up with different names so nobody will confuse them. So if you two were put on the spot, what would your stage name be so the whole Paul Cha and Paul G thing went away?
Well, Paul, before you do anything of that nature, as you said, that is I actually would like to have a one-off band performance that is a band comprised entirely of Pauls. Paul on drums, Paul on guitar, Paul on bass, Paul singing. It doesn't matter how many members, but all Paul. And it would either be called Paul's to the Walls or Paul's Deep. So I would like to do that, but stage name will you remember the old thingy for like what your adult film star name would be, like your first pet
be
name.
Careful here.
It would be like your first pet name and your first street. So if I'll just use that as mine. Mine would be Johnny Wedgwood.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to come up with something pretty raunchy. I think it wouldn't be anything like too tame. It'd have to be something like really like memorable, like Johnny Cockstrong or some shit like something like that. Something like that. Cockstrong Diesel or something. something ridiculous, something that was completely asinine.
So I just started doing the video stuff last March, and I don't know why I didn't start it earlier. This is the 16th year of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. I had no idea what I was missing because when we went to doing the interviews online, it was just audio, so I couldn't see reactions. And the reactions tonight have been pretty good. Like, just like from things the rest of your band members are saying.
Yeah, we're a pretty diverse group, like, of people just in general. So when you get us together, it's kind of like mixing bleach and like all these different cleaning. Yeah, exactly, like that. Exactly. Very OCD, incredibly OCD band. When we try and work on songs, like when we're at practice, there's a lot of shouting. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of shut up, like stop playing now. There's a lot of that, but it's just kind of like par for the course at this point. It just kind of goes along with the territory.
That's how the songs come out.
What's going on?
I'm Mr. Poopyhead.
Yeah, I'm amazed that we even sound half decent because we're actually just ridiculous people.
Here, watch this. This is the teacher in me taking. Where'd he go?
You punished him. You punished him. You banished him.
Okay.
I was doing an SOS interview the other day, and I asked a question, and nobody wanted to answer it. And I was like, this is just like at school. Nobody will make eye contact with me. Everybody's looking at their feet. Maybe if I don't look at him, he won't call on me. With that said, it's time to go into some of my oddball PA rock show questions. And I
thought
think
you just did.
No. We're gonna single. I'm gonna single Corey out first.
Okay.
Okay, Corey. If you,
there we go. My camera was fine forever. As soon as you single me out, it just starts falling. There we go.
I'm sorry, Corey, we can't hear you.
I can hear you. It's fine.
I'm just joking.
So, I just watched Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time the other day, and The Dirt is another rockumentary that I really enjoy. My question to you is, if you were called on to act in a rockumentary, what character, what person in what band would you be portraying?
Okay, so a rockumentary that hasn't existed yet.
Right.
Okay. Oh man, are we talking just like do you have to look like them, or are you just someone you want to portray?
Someone you'd want to portray.
Probably Keith Emerson, even though I know they would never do an ELP rockumentary. I would, probably die.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'd have to go with that.
Let's see. Who am I going to pick on next?
Bill, before you move on, I don't know if there's any way to like kind of like show your screen like on your like thing there. You need to look up Chaz Chandler. He was the bassist for the Animals, and he eventually found Jimi Hendrix. Corey, I don't know. I don't know if you believe in reincarnation or whatever. Dude, he looks exactly like Corey or vice versa. Chaz Chandler. Look it up.
I'm going to attempt this, and it's probably going to take you guys off my screen. Maybe, if it opens.
Good.
Oh, man.
It's disturbingly
we're in uncharted waters right now.
There, everybody's gone. We are blue currently.
Let's break the show.
Hey, this is not working. We'll close that. Had I known ahead of time, I could have put it in there. So all I have to do is like I did with this, where you guys can't see it, but the album cover is back up above us again, and the back side of the album as well. There, now it's gone. And your logo is actually over top of Bort's too, over his right shoulder. Is that him there?
Oh God!
That doesn't look
Yeah.
right.
That's coming through so poorly on my end too.
It still looks like you.
Ah!
All right, let's see.
You wanted all 7 of us, Bill. This is all on you, man.
You reap what you sow.
Let's go. Let's see here. I don't know. Anybody want to volunteer without knowing what the question is? See, it is
Sure,
just like
man, lay it on me.
I missed that. Who was that?
Mike.
Mike.
Okay, hold on.
I pointed, but that didn't work.
All right, Mike.
Woo!
If
What's happening?
if there was an apocalyptic event, like there kind of is right now, and a large portion of the humans are wiped off the face of the earth, and there's a group left that has to repopulate the planet. And hey, Corey, not when you're on the screen, okay?
Oh, I thought I was off screen.
You are, but
Whoops.
Oh, gee, I wonder what that is.
I was
anyway,
not naked. I was
Are you
definitely
picking your
not
nose,
naked.
Corey? Stop picking your nose.
anyway, back to the question, Mike. So there's a group of people. They have to repopulate the earth, and one song from every band in existence survives. The rest of them are destroyed. What Blackridge song will survive and help those people repopulate the earth? And you may read into that question however you would like. He's like,
I would say long time. Either long time or good time to go. I think those are our 2 sexiest songs, if you will. They have the most swagger. They have the most upbeat rhythm. So I would say probably those 2. One of those 2.
cool.
I would answer, ironically, Beware. Because if it's a post-apocalyptic whatever, and then we're saying Beware, like, you know, the bad stuff already happened. So just out of irony, that's the one I'm picking.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, I'm gonna bring you up.
Tony.
And there's that sound again. I don't know what that is. All right. So, if you could travel back in time without breaking the time-space continuum and getting yelled at by Doc Brown, what band would you want to follow around for a full year just to take in their essence?
Ooh.
Oh man, that's a pretty tough one. There's so many bands that it would be awesome to be able to tag along with. Wow, I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that.
Whoever drinks the most.
Motley Crue.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Sounds like he's going to the Sunset Strip to me.
Yeah,
Crew would be good with a saxophone.
I would come in as an outsider and taking the essence of Blackridge.
There you go.
Oh, look at that guy. Yeah.
But it would have to be in a lineup where you're not there, or you're gonna have that. What do they call it?
Yeah, you're
Paradox?
right.
Paradox.
Yeah. You can't see yourself.
He just has to be in disguise.
Okay, let's see here. Corey, I'm bringing you up.
Okay.
I know I already asked you a question, but I just wanted to do it because I told you that you couldn't do that on screen. All right, back.
I was like, wait, I'm on screen.
All right, here we go. We have Mike, Paul, and Cody over there, and Mike already answered, so let's go with Cody. Cody, I want you to tell me about an embarrassing moment that happened on stage, but you can't tell me anything that was embarrassing that you did. You have to pick one of the other 6 members and tell me what they did.
I guess something before we played, Mike forgot his snare from one of our most recent gigs.
It was a stand. It was a snare stand.
The snare stand. But still.
Probably more important.
He had to go back to the Guitar Center to buy a new.
I mean, the first festival that I played with these guys, the very last song, unbeknownst to them, I was wearing very short shorts for the gig to begin with. I took my shorts off and I was wearing Star Wars underpants underneath, and I performed the last song in underpants on stage. I know
you can't even call those underpants, Paul. Those are not underpants. Those are small children's underpants.
If it makes you guys feel any better, I have Captain America's socks on right now.
What?
I do.
I have South Park socks on.
I Today was wear as many colors as you can day at school. So that's my excuse today.
Like, you could have just worn white because it's the presence of all color.
That's true. I had
science.
Yeah,
I would have just painted myself blue.
Basically, like most of our, there's embarrassing stuff that happens to us all the time. Just a lot of people don't even it half the time, except for us, because we play the songs all the time, so we know, like, when we mess up and stuff, we'll look at each other like, that wasn't right. In reality, nobody else really noticed. I mean, unless they're musicians.
I'll say one, and it not really. I don't know if I could say like embarrassing, but like it kind of sort of makes me giggle. So there sometimes whenever when I go to sing, it's like some Zeppelin or something of that nature. They have some high stuff, right? And I got to really push to get them out. Well, I'm not ashamed to admit there are numerous times on stage when I go to push a big high note out, I also happen to push a fart out the back end. And, I wonder sometimes if usually Tony's on one side of me and it's usually Cody, and I like when it happens, like because sometimes I can feel it. There's a little, like I go hit this note and I know what's going to happen. In the back of my head, I'm always wondering, boy, I really feel bad for Tony or Cody if this smells on stage. So I don't know if they've ever smelled them, but I know that I've ripped them on stage. So.
I think I'd puke.
Let's see. Let's bring Paul up. Hey, Paul. If you guys were going to add an 8th member from the music scene, so I'm really putting you on the spot here, who would you want to add to the band?
Oh, Miss Freddie for sure. I think would be an awesome addition.
The answer was on deck.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Just sharing vocals with Paul, background singer. I mean,
I think we have enough instruments.
I think that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty powerful. Like I don't know how it would work in the grand scheme of things and playing our old songs and stuff like that, but I don't know. There's a lot of cool harmonies that Paul does on our EPs that we don't really recreate live. So I think that could be cool, like just a background singer in general. But Miss Freddie is just such a powerhouse. I think
she's phenomenal.
She could add more than that. That would be awesome. I would love to do that. Even just a song would be cool.
Yeah, collaboration. Hint, hint, hint.
Hey.
All right, so I'm just going to throw that question at all of you. Tony, you're up next. Who would you want to add?
Who would I want to add? Another tough one.
I don't know.
Do you want me to come back to you?
Your dad plays accordion, dude. Your dad plays accordion. That'd be awesome.
You can add, yeah. You can do the accordion. All right, we'll come
Dad's
back.
gonna watch us and be like, Tony.
You were given a chance to bring me on, and you completely blew it. All right, let's see here. Okay, Ports.
Sorry, I was muted. Listen, I'm the antisocial one of the band, so like, I don't really
Less people. He wants less people.
I don't know.
Okay, for you, I'll ask who you're kicking out of
I
the
really
band.
don't. No one.
He thought about it. Okay, let's see. Where'd Cody go? I have to scroll. Hold on. It's not working. There we go.
Cody's full of McDonald's right now.
All right, so we'll just
flowing with
He's
Big
adding
Mac
Ronald.
sauce. There's Big Mac sauce coming out of every orifice.
He's adding the Hamburglar to the band.
He's oozing Big Mac sauce.
we'll let all three of you guys answer, but Cody, who would you add?
Who would I add?
Yep.
From the local music scene.
One of our good friends who has just recently become good friends with us, like within the past couple months, Tom Punchar. He's come out. He plays bongos, right?
Plays a lot of auxiliary percussion.
Yeah. So he plays auxiliary percussion. He loves jamming with us, and
That's a quality answer, Cody.
maybe something interesting and different.
How about you, Mike?
Matt Ferrani.
So you can just go hang out.
Well, we'd be like the Grateful Dead. We'd have two drummers. And they'd do all kinds of stuff. What do you mean?
Matt would play like come on for another 2 songs.
No.
And then you could also play like trombone and stuff.
No, dude, we'd be playing all the time together. We'd have the greatest rhythm section in the history of rhythm sections.
I saw a band. I saw a band do that. 2 drums, 2 drum kits playing at the same time at the Leechburg Moose on that tiny stage.
Wow. Yeah, they opened up for us.
With
Yes.
the whole rest of the band off the
The
stage.
guitar player out of my house. Yeah.
Oh, that scenario is with them?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It was they opened up for us at the Leechburg Moose.
All right. That's not. We can talk about that off the air.
That's fine. But my 8th member, we have 8th members all the time, Bill. It's the people in the audience. It's the viewer at home. It's the people that support us. That's our 8th member.
I got to bring Corey back up. Corey, who's that giggling in the background?
There's the 8th
You know
member
what?
right
Honestly,
there.
that is probably the 8th member because technically, I guess he already is on paper. My daughter, I guess.
Oh, she's the one that needs to know that you guys owe her writing royalties.
Yeah. It's in the headphones. She can't hear you at all.
Did I get everybody or did I miss somebody?
Oh, God. Poor Nugget.
You amazing rubber cat.
Did everybody get to answer the eighth member question?
Oh my
Did I miss anybody?
Call Peter. Call Peter.
Help.
All right. Told you, Bill, you asked for it.
Help me. Answer him to me. Here, go. Be free. Run.
Boris, we're just going to come back to you for a minute.
That's our 8th member for sure.
She seems like she fits in.
Perfectly.
2 more questions. One will be an easy one, and one we'll see how it goes. But we'll go with the easy one first. I'm going to bring everybody back up on stage. Screen, maybe. There he is. Where can the listeners find you online and purchase your music?
I would say the easiest way is www.blackridgeofficial.com. There's like all of our links on there. Or you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/blackridgeofficial. We post there all the time, so you can find like anything on there. But the website for sure, you can first thing you see is how to listen to our music. So that's the best way, I guess. Our website and our Facebook page.
Okay.
.com.
.com. Not .org, not .net, not .gov. .com.
See, now you threw too much information out, and people are going to be confused.
Buy Dogecoin. Buy Bitcoin. Buy Ethereum.
To the moon.
Bitcoin, baby.
Okay.
What does this become?
Last question.
Dogecoin. Come on, Tony. Jeez, Tony's like the Dogecoin master.
Yes, but I
Tony-
muted him again.
Tony owns like 95% of the Dogecoin in this country, in this world.
Hey, here we go. If they were going to put Blackridge into a cartoon series, what cartoon would they insert your band into? See, there's those looks I was talking about.
Like you jumped up on the couch there.
It's not dead air per se. I think this is actually a very, very good question.
We would totally be in some shenanigans on Rick and Morty. Granted, it would only maybe be for like a split second and they would like walk by or something of that nature. But our dysfunctionality, I could see totally working on Rick and Morty.
I would love an episode of Wacky Races with Blackridge. That would be really good.
That's a good one. I have a mustache going.
We do.
Catch the Pigeon. Love those old shows.
Anybody else want to weigh in on this one?
Classic Scooby Doo.
That one comes up all the time.
That's what I.
Yeah, I mean, I think you would have to. That's like the cartoon that has that like started it all pretty much. At least as far as my real brain.
Okay, so if you guys are on Scooby Doo, who is the bad guy who gets unmasked? Tony.
Yeah.
That was so quick. I think Tony, are you there?
Tony's like, I'll get you.
Here. I can't hear.
Hey, Bill.
Yes.
He's like, I can't hear you. I'm just loud clacking.
Can I answer? But can you put it on mute to the people listening and have it to where just the band hears for a second?
No. But here we go. Listen, as soon as we go off the air, when I hit the stop streaming button, then they won't be able to hear, and you can tell them then. Or you can do that.
I'm going to send a text message to the band and group and tell them who the evil guy in the mask would be. Okay.
Now, those of you watching at home are going to see all the band members grab their cell phones.
God, no.
Okay, then.
When you've been a band since 2013, I mean, I wouldn't say you tend to burn a lot of bridges, but you tend to burn a lot of bridges. Things happen. I wouldn't say like bridges are completely burned, but I don't know. You know, former members, you get into some like kind of like
weird disagreements with at the end.
Here's an actual answer, but it's not one person, and it's not a person in the band. If you're saying who the bad guy is, right? Generally, it would be the bar owner that says, "Hey, what you guys are doing is great, but if you could just turn it down a little bit."
That's it. That's the one.
I really like what you got going on, bud.
So that made me think of a night that I was out watching Doppler Effect back in the early 2000s, and the police showed up and told them that they had to turn the drum mics down.
Oh, God. Yeah, Mike, turn the drum mics down next time.
The problem with that was there were no mics on the drums.
We have similar issues sometimes.
I think always have one mic on the drums. Oh,
that's true. That was good. That was back when Lou Goldenson was the drummer for Doppler Effect. He was like, what's that?
I just said good old Lou.
Oh, you remember Lou? Yeah, he was huge. He was like 6'6", probably 300 pounds.
He was the greatest drummer I've ever seen.
Yeah, he was definitely not mic'd. And so they kept telling him, play quieter. What? But
yeah, I've had to tell Mike that a couple times. Like, hey, can you we're like just got done playing Communication Breakdown. He's like, I'm like, hey, we just got yelled at. Do you think you could play a little quieter the next time? Like after that, you know?
The answer is always no.
Yeah, like, oh, maybe, you know, like the only thing you can really do is kind of hit like a little like less hard.
It's funny, Bill, and sorry for hijacking and going off but there's been numerous times where we've been told to turn down at gigs, you know, and like we turn down, and it comes to a point where, like, you know, it's not, you know, it's better to pack your stuff up and go, whatnot. But there was one time the guy kept saying to turn down. And then I looked at him. I was like, sir, I was like, with all due respect, I said, you booked a 7-piece band. Even if we're as quiet as can be, 7 people all at once is going to be loud.
Even if we all just screamed without a mic, like, it would just be loud.
Yeah. Mike's playing those new quiet drums that haven't been invented yet.
Well, I mean, he could play the electronic drum kit with the headphones plugged in.
Please don't. Please never do that.
Hey, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit on episode 554.
We're done? We didn't get naked yet? What the heck?
Well,
Very tight recordings. Sharpsburg, PA.
Go there.
Go there.
Go there.
Check it out.
I mean, make an appointment first. Definitely make an appointment before you go there.
He's going to show up. He actually lives there. He'd be a little upset.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
don't show up,
you
yeah.
can't stress it enough. Very tight recordings is phenomenal. It's close. It's very cost effective. Very professional.
He wears jean shorts, too.
Prepare yourself.
He has a cat named Tim.
Yeah, he really does.
He does have a cat named Tim.
I feel like I'm in the classroom right now, like with my 4th graders.
Mr. DiDi!
You hear that, guys? We actually got 4th grade status. I feel kind of honored.
That's the class where I have to go. Does this have to do with science or can it wait?
Just like Paul said the other day, he said something like, I can't do this because I'm a piece of crap. And I said, you're not a piece of crap. You're a member of Blackridge, which is one step above a piece of crap. Congratulations.
We are the lords of crap.
We are.
We were born in it.
On that note,
Right.
this has been episode 554 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. Make sure you check us out each and every Friday at parockshow.com and all the streaming stations that I mentioned at the beginning, even though I may not have gotten them all because somebody made me laugh. There he goes again. Make sure you check out Blackridge at blackridgeofficial.com, and we'll see you next week.
Ow.